Take You With Me.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're out of here.
Wait. Let me try it.
She has to exit out and come back in.
No.
No,
Yeah.
no,
There was
absolutely
no,
not.
absolutely none of that.
So we're here with Sandy Toder, the lead singer for the band Alive and Kickin', who had a gold 45 back in 1970, I believe it was. Went to number 7 in the States. And the reason she's with us today is because her song used to play in my family's diner during the what was considered to be the Berkshire's UFO incident in that diner right there. And so when my mother would lock up at night, I would stand out front, wait for her to exit the diner, and you'd hear this song.
I love that song.
Yeah.
So good.
So when my mother cleaned up and got the diner, ready for the next day, that song had like an upbeat type of tempo, and she just liked to clean with it, because at the time, right, you were listening to, Creedence, and there were other bands too that back in the day, but they didn't have that bouncy feel that song did. So she really liked it and remembered it. And so I'm really can't believe you're with us tonight. I know it's been difficult, but our schedules and some technical difficulties, but you finally made it. And so I want to introduce Rob, who I think was instrumental in getting you on this evening.
Yay, Rob.
Good to meet you, Sandy.
My very patient Susie, who
Thank you.
brought me over some fajitas. So when we were struggling earlier, I was having some fajitas, so it was just fine. It was okay. So anyway,
It's
with
nice
that,
to meet you.
yeah,
Nice to meet you too. Yeah.
I love that song.
Tommy James, right, wrote that for your brother.
No,
Right?
he wrote. Yeah, well, he wrote it. He wrote it for me and the band, and my brother had, because they were such good friends. He said, "I'm going to write you a hit song," and I said, "Okay." And that was the one that they chose to for us to sing. We had a choice of Crimson and Clover and a couple of other songs that he wrote, but that was a song and it worked. And then I've been told, "Oh, you sound like Janis Joplin," but I did meet Janis Joplin back in the day. I met Jimi Hendrix band, and Jim Morrison used to play in my hometown in Long Island. My girlfriends used to sit on the stage. It was called the Action House, I think. But anyway, yeah, I've been. Some people said I sounded like her, or I sounded black. I said, "Oh," I took it as a compliment and said thank you, and that was it.
How was it being a woman breaking into the industry at that time?
Because of my brother and his friend, it was kind of like easy, not like today. But I got out of the business after the album and everything, because I saw it was going in a different direction than I wanted to go, and musically, and the band was very young. And a lot of people were on drugs and all that stuff, and I thought it was pretty crazy, the music that we were putting out. So I wanted to be more serious. It was sex oriented, and I didn't want to be part of it at that time. I didn't want to have to strip down. I didn't want to have to wear that stuff that they wanted me to wear. I had my own style. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of the history of rock and roll, kind of.
Okay.
And the disco, I loved the disco. I spent most of the disco days at Studio 54.
Wow, no kidding. Okay.
No kidding. I got an apartment right around the corner on 53rd Street, and I met Steve Rebell. And he said, I had a little puppy at that time called Alfie. And he said, "You got to come in here with the puppy." So I did that most of the most of those days, the disco days. And that was fun too, you know, make the people, and it was exciting. It was that time would never probably come again, but that was fun, and it was clean.
Yeah.
They had the Limelight was one of the places, and there were a lot of places. It was classy. It was kind of more classy even then. And the punk scene still goes, still strong in New York.
I used to hang out on Bleecker and Green Street, Washington Square Park a lot, down on 32nd
Right.
Street, Lexington, you know, that whole area right there. Yeah, we'd go into town a lot. So, but I noticed it changed a lot. Manhattan's changed a great deal.
No, now, yeah.
Did you go to school for music, or do you have like a music degree? Did you always know that that's what you wanted
No,
to do? Or
no. My parents put a sound system in the basement, speakers on the wall, and they handed me a microphone. I must have been 5 years old. And so that's when I started singing. My brother played the drums, and I started singing. You know, it was like a wall of sound, and I had a microphone. So that's what I started doing when I was about 5. And then when I turned 16 or 15 or 16, my sister took me to see the head of Atlantic Records, Amit Erdogan, I think his name was. And so she said, "Oh, my sister, she's such a good singer." But he said, "No, she's too young. Come back in a couple, you know, in a year." Back then, they, you know, it was different. Donna Summer's husband, I don't want to drop names, and I don't even talk to most of these people anymore, and he did disco. I mean, he did disco, literally, with her, you know. But he also did the band Alive and Kicking with me. So we were like buddies, you know, partners back then.
So what about Tommy James? I mean, Tommy James, do you guys still stay friends at all, or how did that work out?
Tommy, I don't know. We went to his house. He lived in New Jersey, and we went to his house. Me and my brother, far out in New Jersey, but a big, gigantic mansion, you know, with like 50-foot ceilings, and
Wow.
it was crazy, you know. We had a birthday party there, and a couple of times. You know, he's doing well though. You know, I kind of keep a little in touch on the internet, but not much. They're all doing shows, you know, cruises around Manhattan, or you know, or back down in Miami. They're all doing boats. I'm not.
not into boats?
No. I mean, I like to go boating, but I don't like to have to sing on.
I understand.
We were both in Miami at the same time too, I think.
Yes, yeah. Miami was a trip because I got down there. I left New York in '92. I was living at Gateway Plaza in Battery Park City, and I just had this instinct to go to Miami, and I did. I was on 18th Street, right in South Beach, before it was South Beach, really, and right on the water there. And
Jackie
then
Gleason Cinema's right there.
right across the street. I was right there on James
Lincoln,
Avenue.
basically one street away from Lincoln. Yeah.
Andrew hit, and I was like stranded. So I had a crummy time down there, and I left there in 2006. Came up here and found a place in Harlem.
I left in 2006.
You did?
Yeah, I left in 2006. Yeah, I moved in July of 2006.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
gave us the license agreement to use your song.
Showed it.
This is the jukebox your song used to play in, and we're having it refurbished.
Nice. Tommy James has a jukebox in his house, an old jukebox. He's got the songs in it too. It's a fun thing to have. Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm Eddie. I own AJ Musical Instrument Repair here in Florida, down on Palm Coast. And I am restoring a 1964 Wurlitzer jukebox for Tom Reed's Berkshire movie that will be on Amazon Prime as this moment. And if you'd like to hear some songs, we can play some songs for you.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's hear let's check it out. It looks beautiful. I saw some photos. I'm pumped.
Alrighty. Well, let me take you out for a walk.
Yeah.
Which we have that. And then you have all this down in here, which is all the electronics for the switching mechanism. That's all that's left is just hook that up to the Raspberry Pi.
Now all this right here, Eddie redid. He got the cards. I don't know how he did it, but he got the cards.
I made the cards.
You made them?
Cards. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all redone. I think Preacher Man, right?
All three of them, basically.
We got Monday, my mamas and the papas. Johnny Kid shaking all over, Bojangle. Whoever's down the backbone, I got the shakes down Nebo.
We just saw when his daddy was busy, he come along. When they gather around and started talking, that's the little that they walking.
I got an electronic engineering degree, project management degree, Luther degree.
That jukebox is friggin' amazing. I remember growing up, I remember seeing it. I remember dropping quarters and playing these old songs and everything. So it brings back a lot of memories, for me.
I like them. I think they're cool. They're nostalgic. I just love the sound of them. They actually sound a heck of a lot better than any of the crap that you can buy today. And that thing will push out about 1,000 watts. So
That's amazing. I can't thank you enough.
yeah,
I'm sure Kelly loves that.
oh, she's loving it like crazy.
Anyway, that's the 64 Wurlitzer, and that's going to be in our upcoming film.
Oh, that's
And
fun.
your song is listed on there. We're going to play it. I mean, it's going to be kind of a really kind of a cool connection. And I know it means a lot to my mom too, because that song was playing after our family was vindicated in a lot of ways. The UFO incident that you know about.
Right.
They were in the papers in the 60s, and there was a lot of mocking people and my mother and family and others in the diner. And then when so many other people saw it and that song came out, it was just like a new chapter.
I'm grateful to your mama. I mean, she's got, I was wondering why she actually liked it, why that particular song, but I don't know why. I don't understand why myself that, people get, it reminds them of certain times of their life or, but it was the summer of love. So it was a loving song. Person who wrote it. Okay, I'm going to have to, James. I cast it into hell. There you go. No, it won't work. Oh, Tom, I'm so sorry.
Ago, now we've got my friend Art, who is a big fan of music and
Huge fan of music.
yeah, and so he wanted to say a couple words, say hello, and at least meet you and everything. I think what's really interesting, a lot of people aren't aware, the people that you grew up with, the people you met, the people you knew that you played with. And we were talking about Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison, and that's quite a laundry list of people that you've been around.
I worked with Chicago, Frank Zappa. I worked with a lot of rock and roll guys, so bigger guys. When I played the Felt Forum at Madison Square Garden, and I don't know, Madison Square Garden, that was big time to me. And that's where they gave me the gold record.
You met Zappa, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that
what
was
that like? Because you don't hear much about Frank Zappa anymore.
Oh, man, I loved him. I went right over to him. He was sitting on a table or something. And I said, Frank, I'm so excited to meet you. And he said, yeah. And I said, I don't know. I must have said I was probably smoking pot at that time. I said, are you smoking pot? He said, I don't smoke any drugs. I don't take any drugs at all. And I was like,
Zappa did it?
Zappa. And I was like so taken
So
back.
shocking, right? No,
I
Zappa
was
did it.
shocked.
Like if anybody was going to do
Yeah,
drugs, it's
yeah,
Frank Zappa. You know?
Yeah. I was opening for him. I was,
Oh, you opened
yeah,
for Zappa?
yeah.
How
yeah.
cool.
Man, let's hear
It was
let's hear it
cool.
for
Oh, he
That
was
is awesome.
he was on the bill. And I see my
Zappa, you're
table.
the one high, not Zappa.
At the time. So we formed Alive and Kickin'. That's when my brother that's when Tommy came down to see us.
Who named the band?
I think I did, but I don't know. I don't want to say, but I know that when we played Hullabaloo at like our first gig, and my brother brought Tommy down, and Tommy said, "I want to write you a hit record." But anyway, we founded the band. So Peppy, Bruce, and myself. Bruce became my partner at those days, and we formed the band. And
So Bruce was your boyfriend?
yeah, he was like my partner for like a short time. My brother brought Tommy down to the Hullabaloo Club. Tommy says, "I want to write you a hit record." I said, "Okay." I was not into what they were into. And if you ever listen to the album, you'll know what I mean. The songs were crazy. Those guys, God bless them, they were always high. I didn't do drugs at the time,
At the time.
Well, yeah, I didn't do them
At the time.
at the time. And then, so I, I broke up. I just made an announcement at one of the gigs in front of like thousands of people. I said, this is going to be my last gig with these guys. It was funny, but I surprised them. They didn't know that I was going to do that. I didn't know that I was going to do that. But anyway, so that was the end of it.
So a lot of people who don't know her full song, I think it's fantastic. And I know it came out in the 70s, but I think it was written and it was in the studio in 69. So anyway, Sandy, thanks so much for making time today, even though you're not with us right now.
Thank
But
you,
you'll
Sandy.
be
It
watching
was
this later.
nice to meet you and have you on. And
Yeah, exactly. So again, and Rob, thanks for your patience.
Yes.
Thanks,
Rob,
guys.
You're the VIP tonight.
And good. Yes, Rob's the VIP tonight. Good job, Rob.
Good job, Rob.
One more time. Right?
One,
1, 2, 3.
Good job, Rob.